Welcome back, my Poke people. It's your boy R9 to the beats, and this is R9 Beats Challenges. So difficult, I take long hiatus breaks for my mental health. This time around, we're going to be taking on Pokemon Blue, only using one move. I know what you might be thinking, yo R9, you already did such a thing. You did it with the one-hit KO moves. What's the big deal? What's the difference? Well, the first difference I can see right off the bat is this is a different video, so that might be the first difference. Oh, and the second difference is we're going to be using the move Mimic this time around. And oh, just you wait until you gaze your eyes on this difficulty. So first things first, we'll be using the starter program to change our starter to Chansey. And why Chansey, you might ask? I don't know, I just didn't really want to die. Look at that HP. The rest of the stats, not so good, but the HP, that's nice. So second thing here, and probably the most obvious thing if you can read the title, probably the reason you clicked this video, we're gonna only be using the move Mimic. But what does the Mimic do? Why is it gonna be so hard? Mimic is a move that lets you see all 4 of your opponent's moves and pick one as your own. But once you picked one, that's it. That's all, folks. You're stuck with that one for the rest of the battle. To make things a little bit more difficult, we'll only be using our Mimicking Chansey in battle and no other Pokemon. And definitely no items in battle. Why would I want to do that? That's too easy. I might actually be able to sleep at night if I use the items. Ah, yes, I will be catching other Pokemon to use their moves outside of battle. Not in the battle, we ain't gonna do that. It's just gonna be the teleport, the surf, and the cut. That's it. You know, your main staples, your mainstays. Now it's time to see if I can beat the game using the game against the game. That's it. That's Mimic. So with all that out of the way, let's just jump right into this. The game opens up when we meet Old Man Massive Legend Professor Oak. Welcome to the wonderful world of Pokemon. Oh, hell no. F all that. We go on to name our hero and also our rival. And also, if you're wondering why we named him Pat, you're gonna have to go back and watch, I don't know, any other of my challenge videos. That's on you, kid. After naming our rival, who is also Professor Legend's grandson, we can finally enter the Matrix. The Pokemon world. That's it. Pokemon, pocket-sized monsters, beat the lead for become champion. Evolve into bigger-sized monsters to save the pocket-sized world. Immediately dropped into the game, we start running into the grass, attempting to cut ties with the Palatown clan. Oh no, this couldn't have possibly gone any worse.
Hey, stop! Why? I just don't get it.
Professor Oak takes us back to his lab and allows us to choose a Pokemon, even before his own flesh and blood grandson, who we named, by the way. I named him. And believe me, I'm not here to disappoint anyone. I made sure to choose everyone's favorite starter, Fat Egg Jigglypuff, aka Mimikyu. Get it? Like the Pokemon, but it's the move. And you? Well, that's it. Nothing else interesting really happened other than we kind of beat the pulp out of his grandson, but what do you expect? Now that we have Pokemon, we can finally leave the village behind and never return. Well, it's actually not true. We actually got to return this package to Professor Oak because of plot. But then now we have a Pokedex and we don't ever have to come back. Take that, Mom. Now you have no husband, now you have no kid. Now that we have all the plot inconvenience out of the way, we have the entire Kanto region as our sandbox. Good thing I didn't set any extreme limitations on myself, you know, making it not very fun or anything. I gotta get this off my chest. No one enjoys grinding in a Pokemon game, and that's the XP, by the way. I don't want to make sure I get that mixed up with anything else. So imagine you take grinding and then you dip it in cyanide. Or what's that? You don't know what cyanide is? It's poison. And that's exactly the feeling you get when you grind using Mimic. Especially if you're using Chansey, who has an extremely low attack stat, so it takes a lot of freaking hits to take down basically anything. So now imagine being restricted to one move, Mimic, which only has 10 PP, that one of the PP is used every single battle, just mimicking the move. So you basically only have 9 PP every single battle to win. This is going to become a problem later on, so you better remember that. After a very long time of cyanide grinding and many failed attempts battling our rival, we finally beat our rival battle in front of the Indigo Plateau. After using Mimic, we find out the only optional move that we can use against this team in this battle is Gust. And that move is basically dog shit. But if you're a high enough level and you grind hard enough, you can do anything, right? Right? Remember me saying this right here, right now, in front of the Indigo Plateau, because it's going to be a major key point later on. You ever try to grind Mimic in the Viridian Forest? No? You should probably keep it that way, because if you ever try to mimic a Metapod, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to be very nice. Some might say it's actually going to be pretty hard. So we finally make it to Pewter City after the nightmare that is the Viridian Forest, and now we can finally take on Brock, the first gym leader. And you know me, I'm just going to go right for it. I'm not going to waste any time. And you know what, to be honest with you, I didn't even come close to beating him. Oh, not Brock, the kid before him, actually. I can't even get close. After a little bit more time grinding, actually, we did beat him. The kid before Brock still. We haven't got to Brock yet. Pretty confident we'll have a pretty decent shot against him since we just smacked that kid over there.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I don't think I can do it. No, seriously, I don't think I can do it this time. Seriously, do not put me back in, Coach. I'm not going back in there. Not today. Please. I don't think I can do it anymore. This time I came back at level 24 to take on Breeder Brock, and I mean, that's only twice the level of his Geodude. You know, it's not too over-leveled, and at this point I was still a little worried because the only move that we can mimic in this battle is Tackle, and Tackle is pretty much just as good as Gust, and that move is basically dog shit. So even with being double the level of his Geodude and almost double the level of his Onix, we can't even beat him with the 9 tackles that we have with Mimic. So what was I gonna do, quit even though I've wasted hours of my life on this? Alright, I'm gonna shoot it straight to you, champ. I only had 2 options here. I could either grind to level freaking 50 to beat Brock and make the rest of the game a cakewalk, or I could have used all my PP on all my moves except for Mimic. That way when I run out of tackles, I can finish him off with Struggle. So that's what I did. I feel like it was only fair. I'm only going to use it for this battle. I'm not using it on any other ones because this battle is clearly doable by leveling, but it's going to make the rest of the playthrough just... So we beat Brock and get our first gym badge. Am I proud about it? Not really. We used Struggle and that didn't really feel right with me, but you have my word, we ain't going to struggle like that ever again, champ. And I mean the move. Because the actual struggle is actually increasing exponentially as we speak. It's gonna get harder from here. So we can make our way now over to Mount Moon, and I'm definitely avoiding as many trainers as humanly possible because these battles could be extremely tedious even though I'm extremely over-leveled on most of them. If they have more than 2 Pokemon, it's not a fun time at all. I mean, some of them, I don't even know if they're even possible, to be honest with you. Like, I just play the game. That's what I do. I just play it. So we make it to the end of Mount Moon, and we run into the scientist guy with 2 fossils, and if we beat him, we can take one of them. And, pretty sure we beat him, because if you look down below, like, the video's still playing, and it should still have a lot of time left on it. So we chose the dome fossil. It's the only way to use your head, you know, using your dome. I also did it for Doug.
Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
So now that we got the fossil that everyone's gonna complain about in the comments, we can make it over to Cerulean City and take on Misty.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Well, we're gonna have to put that battle with Misty on hold for just a second, as we have our 3rd rival battle with Pat. And man, I'm starting to get some serious stalker vibes from this guy. This time around, we'll be mimicking his Pidgeot and using the move Quick Attack, which is better than Gust, always goes first, is boosted because we're the same type ability as the move, and we still have 5 base stat attack. Who am I kidding? The attack is still We end up barely pulling off the win after a decent amount of attempts. Seeing this Abra go down so helpless and unable to attack, I'm starting to feel some bad for this guy, man. I kind of want to go get one for myself and name it Subscribe. You know, like I did in every other one of my videos, you know, maybe something you guys should consider doing, you know, subscribing. Also, you guys haven't noticed, I've done this in every single one of my challenge videos. So I went and caught one. Now that we have Abra, we can use it to teleport back to the Pokemon Center anytime, anywhere, baby. You just click on the menu here, you just click that, you click this, and then you click teleport, and boom, kabam, magic, poof. We there. Beautiful. With that out of the way, I then go on to clear on every single trainer that is necessary to make it to Bill. Hey, there he is, Bill. Hey, what's going on, man? You looked a lot more human last time I saw you. You know, you didn't look like a Pokemon. So I guess Bill over here accidentally turned himself into a Pokemon, you know, splicing some genes, doing some stuff. So he makes sure to turn him back and talk about taking your persona to the next level, guys. Am I right? So now that we turn him back to human, what does he do? He gives us a ticket to see the best movie of all time, Titanic. Wait, what? He actually wants to give me a ticket to go on the boat itself? What, does he think I'm stupid?
Let me drive the...
But at least now we can finally take on... I meant it's time for... Now that it's finally actually time to take on Misty, she's gonna start with her Staryu, and we're gonna obviously have to mimic her Staryu. Obviously, it's her first Pokemon. You should know how things work around here now. The only 2 moves that we have the option of mimicking are Tackle and Water Gun. And since her Pokemon are water, we're stuck with Tackle, and we already know how good that move is. Things are gonna get a little bit worse too, by the way, because she likes to use defensive boosting items. And if you didn't know, Tackle is a physically attacking move, and her attack is already trash. We got that 5 base stat attack. This battle took more than a few attempts because I kept running out of tackles before I could take down her Starmie. But eventually, after long, hard dedication and believing in my Pokemon, we get some crits. I'm not gonna lie, we just get really lucky. But nonetheless, we have our 2nd gym badge, and now we can head towards the Titanic. And now that we're on the Titanic, the goal is to get cut from the seasick captain, and the only cure for him is for a 10-year-old kid to rub his...
Hey, stop! Why?
Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there. We actually have to take on another rival battle with Pat before we can get cut. I honestly was just trying to erase these battles from my memory because these battles suck. The reason why this battle really sucks is I only have 9 attacks for his 4 Pokemon, and we're gonna use Quick Attack in this battle due to his Pidgeotto having Quick Attack. Honestly, if it wasn't for this challenge, guys, I would have chose a high base stat attack Pokemon instead of HP, because HP is only for the clinically insane people. But eventually, we do end up beating Jack. I mean Pat, and then we make sure to get off that boat ASAP Rocky. But now that we have cut, we can take on Lieutenant Surge, the 3rd gym leader. And we mimic his Sonic Boom on our first attempt, until I realize that move is fixed damage and it's not good enough. It's no good. So we go on to mimic his Tackle and hope for crits. And even though he only has 3 Pokemon, this was very difficult and took far too long. I heated up like 64 pizza pockets in the time, and then eventually we beat him. And now we can go to the dark cave. I won. And I can see the walls. It's really not that dark. Now that we're through the dark cave, we're at Lavender Town, aka the Pet Cemetery, not the movie. I can't even come close to beating Pat here, so we're gonna have to move on to Erika in Cerulean City. Erika opens up with her victory bell, and we have the choice between Razor Leaf and Wrap for damaging moves, obviously. In the first Pokemon games, Razor Leaf will almost always crit due to programming errors and whatnot. Don't ask me, I'm not Shigeru Miyamoto. I don't know these things. I didn't invent Mario. The other move that we have the option of using is Wrap, and Wrap can hit multiple times only using 1 PP. So obviously I tried both options, and Razor Leaf, even with full crits, wasn't even enough. On the Wrap, and a few attempts in, I experienced this cool glitch where I leveled up and learned a new move, and my move returned to Mimic. Say what? Yo, that's whack, yo. After some really close calls that ended up becoming fails, we eventually pull off the win and have our 4th gym badge. And now we're 4 badges down. You know what that means? We're halfway there. And next, we go on to defeat an evil corporation real quick. And what? We're only 10? Oh well, someone's gotta do it. Easy claps, am I right, guys? But now that we did that, we can see ghosts through this lens now, I guess. And we can rematch Pat back at the Pet Cemetery. I almost said Pat Cemetery, by the way. That would have been a little awkward. This battle? Yeah, it ain't so fun. We're stuck using Quick Attack again, and he's got some crazy Pokemon now. And we still stuck with this thing. But we just extremely level up, and now we can deal with his new Pokemon. And yep, it works. And we're still going. Save me. Now we can go save the old guy who gives us a flute, and we can gain the ability to wake up sleeping bear things. It's vital for the story, okay? Don't judge me. After we go through this gauntlet of trainers, we can finally make it to Koga, and it's just a battle we're just not quite ready for because the moves that we have to choose from are really bad, and we're just gonna need a lot more levels. In the meantime, we go get Surf in the Safari Zone and gain the golden teeth to get strength. You know, things that just no longer exist in Pokemon games. I also head back to Celadon City and give the guards water to enter Saffron City and defeat Team Rocket yet again. But not until what was an incredibly difficult battle with our rival again. Yeah, in this battle, it just ain't it, Chief. I even grinded to level 73, and I still wasn't even close. All the way to level 80? Nope. Still not even a chance. So, if I can't beat him at this early in the run, I knew it. I knew eventually we would have to meet level 100 at one point. So I just grinded all the way to level 100 with the real struggle of this video, mimic grinding. And it's no good. I remember why these challenges are no fun sometimes. But we're back to take on Pat at level 100, and Quick Attack makes easy work of his team. And Giovanni, actually. But Giovanni, we actually used the Horn Attack, making that battle a lot more bearable. Also, with level 100, come on. Now that Giovanni is out of the way, we can go to the next gym now, Sabrina, the Psychic Gym Leader. And even though I made an oopsie and went into the battle with 6 PP, we sweep her entire team with Psychic, thanks to it being a special attacking move. I went back and made easy work out of Koga now that I'm level 100 and I forgot about the guy. Could've went back and beat him when I was grinding. That would've been nice. And now we're off to Cinnabar Island. After a little Indiana Jones adventure in the Pokemon Mansion, we find the key to Blaine's gym. And since we're level 100 and XP literally means nothing, I just answer all the quiz questions and then battle Blaine. In this battle, we mimic his Growlithe's takedown and sweep his entire team in only a few hits. Finally, a decent battle. And now it's time for the final gym battle. Giovanni as a gym leader. Back where it all started, in the same town, we got Professor Oak's package. The parcel that we delivered to him. Giovanni opens up with a Rhyhorn, and we have some solid mimic options for our first move. And no way, he's got a one-hit move. I gotta mimic that from my boys One Pinch Man and Dumb and Dumber. It's just we got 11 attempts, just Horn Drill is gonna eventually land on all those Pokemon and take them out. And it did. Did anyone here realize that Mimikyu is actually Satan? No? Oh, because I forgot to mention it when we hit level 100. But now that we have all the gym badges, it's time to finally take on the Elite Four in Victory Road. Pat, seriously, man? I just went and fought you a few hours ago back in Saffron City. What are you doing, man? I just gave you a spanking. What? Wait, I ran out of PP. How? Oh, well, I go and max out my PP. And no? We still can't do it? I'm level 100. I'm using all the optional moves. We've tried this so many times. Man, I'm starting to lose hope. Maybe this is the end. In no scenario I can really win this battle. Is this it? We came so far just to lose here? Everything we overcame, Mimikyu and me, just for us to lose here against him? Can't even battle the Elite Four? It's not fair. If only we had more chances. One chance just ain't enough now. What are we gonna do? Some Shadow Clone Jutsu? And that's exactly what we're gonna use using a long-forgotten technique locked away in Generation 1. We put Mimikyu in the PC and change boxes and save the game. And as it's saving, we turn that game off. And when we turn the game back on, not only do we have Mimikyu in our party, but also the PC. And it's not cheating if it's in the game. So, can we beat Pokemon Blue only use one Chansey that knows Mimic? No. As far as I know, using no items, yeah, no, you can't do it. But now that we have two, the fun really starting to begin now. Because we have twice the PP, and we can also choose two different moves to Mimic. The original Mimikyu is up first and mimics Quick Attack, taking out Pidgeot, Rhyhorn, Exeggutor, and almost Gyarados, before running out of PP. Mimic 2 takes Gyarados' Bite and finishes off Gyarados, Kadabra, and Charizard. Now with the Mimic duo on our side, we can finally head towards the final boss rush. For us to have even a chance taking on all four members in a row, we're going to need to collect all the ethers, elixirs, and PP ups in the game that we can possibly use. We already have our PP max, I forgot. We'll be using these items in between the battles, not in the battles themselves, because that would be cheating in my rule set. And now it's finally time to take on our first member, Lorelei. I still get comments to this day that I called her Lorelee instead of Lorelei in my first challenge, and I didn't think people would get so mad. I'm still sorry. Stop commenting. I know now. I made an oopsie. We mimic her Dugong's takedown and nearly sweep her entire team if it wasn't for her meddling Lapras. Meaning, Mimikyu 2 is needed to clean up the Lapras with Body Slam. Next up, we have Bruno, the fighting elite, I guess? I don't know what to call these guys. The fighting member? He opens up with Onix, and we mimic its Rage, which, cool enough, only uses one single PP the entire battle. I guess because it doesn't miss? I'm not sure. I'm not Shigeru Miyamoto like I told you guys. But, the coolest thing about it is it gets stronger as I get hit, and it eventually sweeps his entire team only using a few of them. Wow, that was one PP, one Chansey. This is possible. Next up is Agatha, the elite poison trainer leader thing, whatever. And she opens up with Gengar. Funny enough, we mimic Nightshade even though she swaps Gengar out for Golbat. We do some really good damage on it on the first turn before we get confused by the Golbat. And somehow we didn't hit ourselves once and Nightshade sweeps her entire team. And that's even though I forgot to heal and we're confused through this entire battle. And next up is the final Elite Four member before we meet the champ. We take on Dragon Master Lance, who opens up with the non-dragon Gyarados, and we mimic its Hyper Beam and completely wreak havoc on his team, taking out Gyarados, Dragonair again, Aerodactyl, and even Dragonite. Oh, okay, we fainted. For the first time, instead of actually running out of usable PP, we fainted. Wow, I didn't expect that, to be honest. But no worries, Mimic 2 comes in to seal the win with a few Hyper Beams and avenges his fallen comrade. After healing, it's time for the final battle. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, right? Not you again. I'm really sick and tired of seeing you, man. Are you a stalker? Are you following me on the Twitter? On the Instagram? Well, I guess the actual champion is Pat. And he's always been one step ahead of us, so I'm not really too surprised. I accidentally mimic his Sky Attack on his Pidgeot first turn, but end up eventually taking it out. But I run out of PP before his Alakazam. So Mimic 2 is up, and he mimics Psychic, arguably the best move in Generation 1, and we murder every single last Pokemon he has, down to his Charizard. And finally, we can put Pat in the past. So, I guess we did it. We mimicked the game to beat the game with the game. It's quite beautiful if you ask me, actually. And we did it with one Chansey cloned. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys for sticking with me through the lack of content and being gone for a long time. You know, this weird hiatus thing. And I promise you, I'm back and better than ever with lots of new series and videos coming very soon. And I can't wait to show you guys what's up next. So make sure you guys subscribe so you can see and you don't miss out on all the cool new stuff. In the meantime, you guys should go check out my favorite and most awesome videos so far, Clock Tower. Or if you just want some more Pokemon videos or more Pokemon challenges, those are here too. So, I've been R9 and I hope you had yourself a damn good time.